You have somebody finally interested in talking to you about your coaching. She really wants to get on a call with you. And now you're going to have your first sales conversation. Here's what most coaches are not doing and what most sales trainers are not teaching you. Most of you guys are winging it, and then you're wondering why you're not getting a yes. In this episode, I'm going to explain it to you. I'm Debbie Shadid. I'm going to tell you the secret that nobody is telling you about selling your coaching. And I've helped thousands of women learn how to sell in a way that feels comfortable, even when they thought they were going to have to be salesy and pushy and they just didn't like the idea of sales. Today, I'm going to help you reframe all of that. I'm going to help you see how you get ready to sell without a script. This is what I'm going to show you, and I'm going to teach you how to show up in a different way before you ever say one word. Here's the truth. If you get somebody on a consultation call, you better darn well be prepared. The two biggest things you can do to make sure that you have success on this sales call, they actually take place before you ever even get on the sales call. This is what nobody's talking about. And I am talking about what you're thinking, what you're believing, and how you show up energetically. Now, I'm not a woo-woo kind of coach, so I'm going to talk practically what really goes on, but I want you to understand that this could be the thing that is making or breaking your sales. Most sales trainers, and there's a lot of them that talk about how to sell your coaching, and I've taken lots of courses from those people. Most of them tell you how to ask the right questions. They talk about how to structure the call so you can get the person so eager to buy from you, how to say your offer in a certain way, how to make sure that you know your price and how you can comfortably say all of that. But here's what I want to tell you. Is your prospect, the person who's on the other side of that call, their brain is actually making decisions about you, and it has nothing to do with what you're saying. That's the part that nobody is telling you that is so crazy to me. So before you ever even get on the call, here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about your own thinking. Before you make that offer, I want you to ask yourself, do I like my offer? Do I understand my offer? Would I buy my offer? Did I pick the price and the offer structure based on what I know works for me? Is this something that I would say yes to you? I cannot believe how many times I ask people that, and they're like, actually, no. So you've got to make sure that you are in alignment with that offer. Do you feel good about it? Do you feel comfortable that there's no imposter syndrome that's going to show up while you are delivering this offer? When you coach this person with the offer that you're going to sell them, can you give them the result? If you are promising something you cannot give, you will never sell it. I'm telling you. And if you do, you're going to be scrambling and uncomfortable the whole time you coach them, because you're going to have that person on your shoulder shouting in your ear saying, you're no good at this. So make sure you pick an offer and you decide to offer something that you can actually deliver, not based on what you think it should be, based on what you know you can do. So that's first with the offer. Then the price. Look, you have to pick a price that somebody's going to say yes to. You have to pick a price that you love so much, not what you were told you should charge, but a price that you feel so good about. Here's what happens. If you have any doubt at all, the person who's on the other side, they sense it. And I know you could say, oh no, I've practiced and I know how to hold myself. I know how to talk in a strong tone. Listen, my friend, your brain is smart. And so is the other person on the other side of that Zoom screen. And they are processing what is happening. They're processing the tone and your posture and the way that you're showing up and your energy. They are sizing you up unconsciously, not even based on what you're saying, but based on what they're seeing. So before you ever get on a call with anyone, you've got to work on getting your mind right. You've got to actually believe that your offer is so good, people would be crazy not to take it. You've got to believe that you are exactly the right person to help this particular person on the call. You got to believe that you have something that is worth investing in, and that when she does invest with you, it's going to pay off. You got to believe in the way that you deliver your coaching. Make sure it's a way that feels good to you. Get clear on the results that you create, and then remind yourself at how good you are creating that result. Think about the friends that you've helped, even if you've never made a dollar, the coworkers, the friends, the people who said, hey, I need your advice, and you gave them advice that changed their life. Fuel your own mind with that kind of thinking to prove to yourself before you get on that sales call, like, dang, I am good. Prove to yourself that you are worth every penny that you're getting ready to tell this person it's going to cost them to work with you. So now I want to talk about something else that is very important. How you show up matters. What you look like matters. Do you look like a professional? Do you look like you are a woman who is the CEO of your coaching company? Or do you just look like somebody who decided to be a coach and is coming on all comfortable and cozy? That is not the person that you need to show up as. You need to show up as a person who has a business. I'm going to use the example of myself because this always is reflected back to me. People say to me, oh my goodness, like you got all ready for me? Is this how you always show up? Now, in my case, this is how I show up. But honestly, people who don't know me, they're surprised and delighted that I took this much time to get ready for them. That's how they assess it, right? If you were seeing me right now on YouTube, I have a dress on, I have platform sandals on, I'm all dressed up because I feel good and because you're important. Because you investing money in me is important to me. And I want to show up like a professional. I am a professional. My office, it's cleaned up. You know why? Because professionals work in clean offices. Professionals don't have crap piled all over, right? I look good. My office space looks good. It doesn't have to be fancy. If you don't wear lipstick, no big deal, but show up as your best self, not only because you feel good, but because they'll take you more seriously. So today, I want to ask you, how are you showing up for your business? Do you care about how you show up? Because if you show up prepared, somebody else senses it. So before that call, get yourself prepared in your mind, prepared in the way you look, fix your hair, get your space cleaned up, get good lighting. Lighting is so important. Lighting increases trust. If you talk to somebody and they're sitting in the dark, it just feels off. Maybe they even know it's evening when you're talking to them, but your brain is doing its own job of saying like, I don't know about this person. Something feels a little bit off. So all of those things that I'm talking about, looking good, feeling good, your space, the light, this is not about vanity. This is about professionalism, and it is about helping the person see you as the go-to expert. So before that call, I also want you to take a few minutes and go through those wins. All the ways that you have won, all the ways that you prepared yourself. I love to think about the compound effect of my life, and I want you to do the same. What have you done your whole life to prepare for this moment? All of the experience, all the books you've read, all the things you've listened to and learned, and all the work you've done, all of that has brought you to this very moment where you can have this beautiful conversation with somebody. Replay those wins. I like to have an evidence bank where you write down the things that prove to yourself how great you are. This is not, again, your ego going crazy. This is you remembering who you actually already are and what you are actually already capable of. So when you get on the call, you're anchored in that feeling. You're anchored in that identity, and the person on the other end, they feel it. And then the last piece I want to speak about is planning for the call. Make sure you have a link prepared. Make sure you know what the next step is going to be. Make sure you know when you have time to get somebody on a call, their first coaching call within 24 hours. Make sure you know what you have available and also have a plan for a call. I'm going to talk about that in an upcoming episode. Please make sure you subscribe because I want to make sure that if you do all this marketing and all this work to get people to a call, to a sales conversation, that you know how to handle it correctly. So today we've talked all about your mindset, the energy that you have, the way that you show up. And let me just say for a moment, if you've had a crappy morning or if you've had a bad day or you work full time and it's the end of the day and you're tired, look, it is your job to put on some inspiring music and to dance. We hear this all the time. We laugh about taking a dance break. This is no joke, you guys. You have to get your energy up. You have to get yourself feeling good. You got to separate the outside world from where you are on this call right now as the woman who changes the world by helping the person that's on the other end. So take a quick walk if you need to. Take some deep breaths. Light a candle if that helps you feel more luxurious and more in the moment. This call could be life-changing, not only for you and your business, but for the other person on the other end. So think about who you are. Think about why this is the right moment for that person to connect with you. So in that next episode where I talk about sales, I'm going to walk through how you have that comfortable conversation. There are some strategic questions that you should ask. There are some strategic steps that I don't want you to miss so that you know how to close the sale. Anchor yourself in your wins. Create that evidence bank that shows you how great you are. Tell me in the comments what your takeaway was for this. I want you to win, and you win by changing the world through your coaching and by being compensated for it. All right? I cannot wait to see you in the next episode. I want to help you bring your coaching business into reality, into the dream business that you have been thinking about, that you're planning on. Let's make it a reality. All right. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.